guys, welcome back to our college life. We're here to talk more about dorm stuff and how dorms work and what's best and etc. Okay, so the first one is how can I make my room look better?
Well, you can pictures are a big thing because they're memories for one, so I mean you get to see your life. So but tape, lots of tape. Surprisingly, tape's not just for sticking stuff to stuff.
Okay.
You used it as a frame. You can use it as frames, you can use it as decoration, yeah.
Hey, I've got this really cool thing I found on Pinterest because Pinterest is the best. Okay, so what you can do is, I don't know if you can see this little, let me see if I can point to it. Yeah, that little canvas right there. I didn't want to buy command tape because that is so expensive and the ones to hold that up are crazy. So what I did was I just got normal painter's tape and I looked for the one that they have different like last days, last hours or whatever. So I just got the one of the longest of that and then I hot glued around the edges and I stuck it to the hot glue onto the tape. And so I don't care if the hot glue stays with the frame, that's fine because I'm going to be doing that every time I go into a dorm.
You can always just put tape on the back of the frame.
It didn't hold.
You can't put tape on the back of the frame and then do the glue between the two tape.
I mean, you could, yeah. You could do that, but I really didn't care enough. So
that's if you want to keep the glue off. Use like a stronger tape though if you're gonna do that because it needs to hold up the frame.
I thought you were saying like using the tape to
use
hold
it
up. I'm like,
tape to tape.
I'm like, I've tried that. Doesn't work.
Yeah, no.
Don't suggest bouncy houses. We've already tried that.
Pictures, like drawings, not just pictures.
Yeah, like I have a lot of things that kind of describe who I am. Like she doesn't have a dorm yet, so she doesn't really have that experience. But I've got like scripture verses. I've got my drawings that I do. I have pictures everywhere because these are things that mean the most to me. And so when people walk into your room, the first question you need to ask yourself is, what do you want them to know about you? Because the first thing they see are your decorations.
Yep. So that's how you can make your dorm look better. Just a few little suggestions. So next question is, how do I get along with my roommates? This is her question because, like she said, I'm a commuter. I don't live in dorms.
Yeah. So the first thing that you need to know is you're going to have to compromise. Now, I'm not talking about values. I'm not talking about morals or things like that. You don't have to compromise your morals. You shouldn't have to compromise your morals. That's when you go to an RA or whoever is above you and have them deal with the matters because you should never compromise your morals. But when it comes to things like trivial things like temperature or decorations, toothbrush, how clean you're going to be, how long you do your laundry.
Well, how clean you're going to be is kind of
That's kind of thing you talk about, yeah. And so you just need to compromise and you need to talk about it. Like, don't just go forever not talking about that because you're going to have issues. You're not going to agree 100% with your roommate. And so you need to talk about it. You need to lay boundaries and know where the boundaries are. Don't cross them.
And it is possible to get along with someone that is completely opposite of you. Our friend does it. One too. Her roommate, get along great, but they are completely.
It's also completely.
And also, yeah, she gets along with her suite and roommates. But our other friend, she absolutely hates her roommate, but she can get along with her because they talked it through. So it is possible. Anyway, next. Is
co-ed better? This is your thing. Go for it.
Yeah. Okay, so personally with me...
I guess that's both of ours.
Yeah.
We'll take that. Okay.
Personally with me, I would prefer to do co-ed because girls, we're backstabbers. We hold grudges. We are so dramatic. It's sad, but it's the truth. And so in a dorm full of girls, or even a dorm full of guys, although they're probably more likely to get along, they fight and then they're done kind of thing. But girls, it's going to be miserable the rest of the semester if you get in a fight with someone, like your roommate or something like that. So you want that other side of the less dramatic side. So it's...
Well, okay, so I am co-ed because I just get along with guys more than girls. I don't do conflict. I don't do drama. So I personally prefer co-ed, but since she talked about what she thinks why co-ed is better, I will talk about the opposite side of that. When you're with all girls or if you're with all guys, it is such a good opportunity, and it's more of the traditional kind of living space. And I mean, I do think that it creates more of a sisterhood or a brotherhood when you are in a dorm of all guys or in a dorm of all girls. And I mean, the plus side of that, I can't really walk around with just like a bra on because there's guys, and I personally don't do that in front of guys, just out of morals. But in a normal, all girls, that's more acceptable. So it depends on the pros and the cons, what you deem is more important to you. So it's really your own opinion, and you have to know yourself. Like, if you know that you're extremely boy crazy and that would cause a problem, if it causes a problem and you know that, then you might want to choose
rid yourself of the influence.
Yeah, less of a temptation. So
so it's just personal preference.
Yeah.
If you don't get along with girls, do co-ed. If you don't really trust yourself, then go with traditional.
Mm-hmm.
But so this next question is kind of a big thing with me, is because it's, should you live in a dorm or should you live at home if you have the option? Okay, with me, I don't get along with my parents for long periods of time. So staying at home was not the best of ideas for me. I mean, I love my parents, I do, but they still want you to abide by their rules, which is respectable. You should, because they're providing you with free living, free food, unless they're those kind of parents that are making you pay rent. In which case, just move into the dorms anyway. But
unless it's cheaper, then
choices. But if you don't really get along with your parents, it's probably better for you to move into the dorms, especially if you want to hang out with your friends late at night and your parents are really traditional parents and they want you home by 8 o'clock. Literally, my mom wants me home by 4 in the afternoon, kind of thing. Like, that's sad. But, so it's better for people like that have that kind of situation to just move into the dorms, which I'm doing next semester, to fix the problem. So if you don't know how your parents and you are gonna be, go ahead and first semester live at home. But the next semester, if you don't like living at home, move into the dorms. But it is more expensive, and I lost my train of thought.
I will say my one advice is, if you do live at home, you have to respect what your parents say. That is like the biggest thing. Like, if you,
that's where I was going with that.
Yeah, if you live at home and you don't respect them, that's your fault. That's not their fault. It doesn't matter how crazy their rules are. You still have to honor what they say. And if you don't agree with it, then move out. But they're paying for you. They get to make the rules. You're living under their house. So as much as it sucks to say that, as much as I'm sorry for saying that, and I don't even follow that all the time, it's your fault if you don't honor what they tell you. So you set up boundaries first. Before you leave, before anything, you set up those boundaries and you ask them what they want, and you try to get what you want, and then you compromise. It's same with having a roommate. It's like your parents are your roommates. You have to compromise. So
a good example with that was, like I said, my mom wanted me home at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so that way I could spend all evening with them. And my dad goes to bed at like 8 o'clock at night. I guess just as you get older, like whenever you're really young, you go to bed early, then you get to your teen years, and then you go to bed really, really late, and then you get old and you go to bed early again. So I don't know, but he goes to bed super early, so my mom just wants me home before my dad goes to bed, so that way I can see him at night. Which, I mean, I understand why she wants that, so yeah. I abide by it. But next semester,
well, now you do.
I used to not. I will admit, I went a little haywire and got.
But now she does.
But I talked to them, and it worked out. So I told them what I wanted to do and what they wanted, and we compromised. So now I have to be home at 7.
Okay, so the next one is, how can I make cash easily?
Oh, Okay,
You
so
want to say first? You go first.
first off, I extremely recommend that you get a job. Start looking around, especially during the holidays. They're always looking for part-time workers for the holidays for all the college students that are leaving. So if you aren't going very far or
Not far at all.
no, yeah, just go ahead and try to get that job during the holidays if you can't get it before then.
Yeah, another thing that you can do is, whether you know it or not, your college, you pay for things at your college, like things that they give you for
$20,000
free.
goes to something.
Yeah. So, for instance, at our college, like, rec is free, you know. Sometimes little scantrons are free. It really depends on when, it depends on where, it depends on timing, you know, things like that. Like, know what you get as a college student. And once you're aware of that, it saves you money, which I guess in return gives you extra money since you're saving it. So just know the little secrets and the little things that your college does to get you free things. Take the free t-shirts, take the free
Yes,
pins,
free
you know.
clothing. It's always a good thing.
They like toss it at you. So you might as well take it.
First week of school, we had 5 new t-shirts
Yeah.
by the end of the week. So
And we didn't even go to everything.
no. So you will get free clothing. You will get free food
Mhm.
if you get a meal plan,
Mhm.
which if you're living in the dorms, you're required to.
Sometimes, not all times. I don't think
It's
everywhere.
required.
Everywhere?
Well, I don't know about everywhere.
That's
but
what I'm
here-
saying.
Here
That's
it's
what I'm saying. It might
required.
not be everywhere.
But if you're a commuter like I am, and the dining hall for us is like $9. It's ridiculous. Like
Mm-hmm.
my friend calculated up that if I went to the dining hall 3 times a day for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then all semester I paid more than I would have if I bought a meal plan.
Yeah, but
So-
she's also a commuter,
Yeah,
so
that's
it is different. Like, if you have it, then use it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're a commuter and you really want to stay at the college all the time, like I do most of my time, go to Walmart, get some like ravioli cans. It's much cheaper.
Yeah.
Get some pizza rolls.
Or, you know, do a meal plan. It really depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that too.
But yeah, if you have to get a meal plan anyway, you might as well use it. I know decal food sucks, or your whatever dining hall thing you have. It's gonna not be the best because they're serving such a multitude of people, but you do it anyway.
College is notorious though for selling you things much more expensive than it needs to be. So don't just spend. And if you do see something at the college that you want, you probably can find something at H-E-B or Walmart for the same exact thing, but like $10 less. So don't be spending on all this stuff. Buy what you need to buy. Set a budget for yourself. You can spend this much on accessories kind of thing, and then this much on this. But
Budget.
yeah. Just don't spend like crazy, and don't nickel and dime yourself to death.
Yeah, and that's our advice from our college life. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped at least a little bit. Some of it helped. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Comment below if you have any questions.
Yeah, and email us too. We put everything in the description.